Day 51, what's the rush? In this dialogue, Lucas is in a hurry to get to the movie theater. And Mia uses the phrase, what's the rush, to ask why he is hurrying. She reassures him that they have plenty of time and they agree to relax a bit before leaving. Here comes the dialogue. We need to leave for the movie now if we want to get good seats.
What's the rush? The movie doesn't start for another hour.
What's the rush? What does that mean?
It's a question we ask when we want to know why someone is hurrying.
I just don't want to end up sitting in the front row and craning our necks.
That makes sense, but we have plenty of time. The theater is just 10 minutes away.
I know, but what if there's traffic or a long line at the entrance?
You're worrying too much. We'll be fine.
Maybe you're right. I tend to get anxious about these things.
It's good to be early, but it's also nice to not rush and enjoy the moment.
You have a point. Let's finish our coffee first then.
Exactly. We can leave in 30 minutes and still be there with time to spare.
Day 52. Politics is not a piece of cake. Politics is no picnic. In this dialogue, Aaron discusses his intention to volunteer in politics, using the expression, not a piece of cake, to suggest it's challenging. Bella provides further clarification and encouragement, comparing it to no picnic, another expression meaning it's not easy. They agree that the experience, despite being demanding, could be fulfilling. Here comes the dialogue. I'm thinking about volunteering for a political campaign, but I've heard politics is not a piece of cake.
Not a piece of cake? What does that mean?
It means that it's not easy. It can be quite challenging.
Right. Politics can be tough. It's definitely no picnic.
No picnic? Is that the same as not a piece of cake?
Exactly. Both mean that something is not simple or relaxing. It can be hard work.
I guess I should be prepared for long hours and difficult tasks then.
Yes, but it can also be very rewarding. You'll learn a lot and meet passionate people.
That's true. I'm excited about the chance to make a difference.
Just go into it with your eyes open and ready for the challenge.
I will. Thanks for the advice, Bella.
Anytime. And remember, the most rewarding things often come from hard work.
Day 53 hit the nail on the head. In this dialogue, Chris accurately identifies a problem with their group project, and Jordan uses the phrase, hit the nail on the head, to agree that Chris has correctly pinpointed the issue. Chris asks for clarification, and Jordan explains the meaning, after which they brainstorm solutions to improve their project collaboration. Here comes the dialogue.
I think the main issue in our group project is the lack of clear communication.
You hit the nail on the head with that comment.
Hit the nail on the head? What does that mean?
It means you've identified the problem exactly. It's a way of saying you're absolutely correct.
Oh, I see. So, it's like saying I got it right?
Exactly. And now that we know the problem, we can work on fixing it.
True. Maybe we can set up a regular meeting schedule.
That's a good start. Clear agendas for each meeting would help too.
Agreed. We need to be sure everyone knows what's expected of them.
I'll draft a communication plan for us to discuss at the next meeting.
That would be perfect. Thanks for taking the initiative.
No problem. After all, teamwork is key to our success. Day 54. Bake the food from scratch. In this dialogue, Eduardo asks Marta if she plans to bake a cake using raw ingredients, and Marta seeks clarification on the term from scratch. Eduardo explains, and they discuss the benefits of homemade baking, with Eduardo offering his assistance to Marta. Here comes the dialogue.
I'm planning to bake a cake for Lily's birthday party.
Oh, are you going to bake the food from scratch?
From scratch? What does that mean?
It means to make it from the very beginning using basic ingredients, not from a pre-made mix.
Yes, that's the plan. I want it to be special for her.
That's impressive. Baking from scratch is a lot of work.
It's worth it. Homemade cakes taste better, I think.
I agree. There's something about a freshly baked cake that you can't get from a box.
Exactly. Plus, I can avoid any artificial flavors or preservatives.
Do you need any help with the shopping or preparation?
Thanks for offering. Could you help me find a good recipe?
Absolutely, I'll look for one and send it to you. Day 55. I'm sort of in the middle of something. In this dialogue, Alex seeks help with a math problem, and Jessica explains that she's currently occupied using the phrase, I'm sort of in the middle of something. Alex asks for clarification, and Jessica confirms she's busy, but offers to help later. Here comes the dialogue. Hey, Jessica, can you help me with this math problem?
Sorry, I'm sort of in the middle of something right now. Can it wait?
In the middle of something? What does that mean?
It means I am currently busy doing another task.
Oh, I understand. Is it urgent?
Kind of. I'm finishing a report that's due in an hour.
Got it. I didn't realize you were on a tight deadline.
It's okay. What's the problem you're working on?
It's a calculus question. I'm stuck on finding the derivative.
I can help you once I'm done with my report, if that's all right.
That would be great. I'll try to work it out a bit more on my own for now.
Perfect. Just give me some time, and I'll be with you as soon as I can.
11th week collocations in business dialogue. Hey, Rachel, what's the rush? You're flying through those papers.
I need to finish this report before the meeting at 3 p.m. It's urgent.
Sounds like a tight deadline. Need any help?
Would you? That would be amazing.
Absolutely. So what's the topic?
It's about the impact of political decisions on local businesses.
Politics is not a piece of cake.
You mean politics is no picnic, right?
Right. It's challenging and often messy.
Exactly. I've been researching all week. This stuff is complex.
You've always had a knack for analysis. You hit the nail on the head with your last presentation.
Thanks, Liam. That means a lot.
So, how do you want to split the work?
Can you take a look at the statistical data? I trust your number crunching skills.
Sure thing. While you're at it, could you explain this chart here?
That shows the fluctuation of market prices in response to election results.
It's clear when you explain it. You really have a grasp on the details.
Well, I like to bake the food from scratch, so to speak.
Bake the food from scratch? Is that another political term?
No, it's an expression. It means to start from the very beginning, without any previous preparation.
I see. Like making a meal without any pre-made ingredients.
Exactly. Just like I'm compiling this report from the ground up.
That's a solid approach. So, what's the main argument we're trying to present?
That local businesses need more support during political upheavals.
Makes sense. I'll dive into these numbers and see what I can correlate.
I'd appreciate that. Oh, there's the phone. I need to take this call.
Go ahead, I can handle things here.
Hello? Yes, this is she. Oh, I'm sort of in the middle of something. Can we talk later?
Is everything okay?
Yes, it's just my sister asking for a recipe. I'll handle it later.
No problem. We've got this report under control.
Thanks for understanding. Let's get this report baked.
You got it. Let's hit the nail on the head together. Day 56, thanks to... In this dialogue, Lena uses thanks to express gratitude for Miguel's help. Miguel asks for an explanation, and Lena clarifies that it's a way to acknowledge someone's positive influence on an outcome. Miguel adds that the phrase can also be used for negative circumstances, and they discuss the versatility of the expression. Here comes the dialogue. I heard you did really well on your English test. Congratulations!
Yes, I got an A, thanks to your help with studying.
Thanks to my help? What does that mean?
It means I'm acknowledging your contribution. My success happened because of the assistance you gave me.
Oh, I see. I'm glad I could be of help.
Without your explanations, I wouldn't have understood the grammar rules.
It was my pleasure. You worked hard too.
I did, but your tips really made the difference.
Well, remember, thanks to can also refer to negative things, like, thanks to the rain, we can't go hiking.
That's good to know. It's used for both good and bad situations then.
Exactly. It's all about the impact someone or something has on a situation.
Thanks for the clarification. I'll remember to use thanks to correctly next time.
Day 57, it was a steal. In this dialogue, Julia is excited about a good deal she found. And Marco misunderstands the expression, it was a steal, thinking it might mean something was taken illegally. Julia clarifies that it actually means she got it at a very low price, and they plan to shop together in the future. Here comes the dialogue.
I can't believe the price I got for this jacket at the thrift store.
Oh, how much was it?
Only 15. It was a steal.
A steal? Did you take it without paying?
No. It was a steal means it was a very good deal, much cheaper than expected.
Ah, I see. In that case, congratulations on finding such a bargain.
Thanks, I was really lucky. It's hardly been worn.
That's amazing. I never find anything that good when I go.
You just have to be patient and keep looking. The deals are out there.
Maybe you could give me some tips on bargain hunting.
Sure, let's go together next time. I can show you how I find the best deals.
That sounds great. Thanks, Julia. Day 58, it was on sale. It was for sale. In this dialogue, Raj learns the difference between for sale and in sale from Tina, who has recently bought a discounted bike. Tina explains that in sale refers to a reduced price, while for sale just means available for purchase. They plan to go shopping together for Raj to potentially find a good deal as well. Here comes the dialogue. Hey, I noticed you got a new bike. It looks expensive.
Actually, it was on sale. I got it for half the price.
In sale? What does that mean?
It means the store reduced the price as part of a promotion or discount.
Oh, that's great. And what does for sale mean? Is it the same?
For sale means something is available to be bought, but in sale usually means there's a special price.
I see. So, for sale is just the regular selling, but in sale is when there's a deal.
Exactly. I was lucky to find it when the price was reduced.
That's awesome. I'm looking for a new bike too. Where did you find it?
There's a sports shop downtown that has a clearance event every year. I can take you there if you want.
Yes, please. I'd love to get a good deal like you did.
Let's plan to go next weekend. I'll show you the shop.
Day 59, I hate cold meal. In this dialogue, Ben clarifies to Anna that he dislikes when food that's meant to be hot has cooled down, using the phrase old meal. Anna reassures him that the food is still hot, and they prepare to enjoy the meal together. Here comes the dialogue.
Are you ready for dinner? I've made lasagna.
Oh, I hope it's still hot. I hate cold meal.
Cold meal? Do you mean you don't like food that has cooled down after cooking?
Exactly. When food that's supposed to be served hot has sat out too long and lost its heat.
Don't worry, it just came out of the oven. It's piping hot.
Perfect. There's nothing worse than a lasagna that's gone cold.
I agree. The cheese has to be melted and bubbly.
Exactly. How long did you bake it for?
About 45 minutes. I always follow Grandma's recipe.
It smells amazing. I'm sure it'll taste just as good.
I hope so. Let's sit down and eat while it's hot.
Sounds good. Nothing beats a hot meal at the end of the day. Day 60. I turned a cold shoulder to Mr. Kim. In this dialogue, Evan uses the phrase, I turned a cold shoulder to Mr. Kim, to express that he ignored Mr. Kim due to being upset. Sophie asks for clarification, and Evan explains his actions. Sophie suggests a more communicative approach to resolve the issue. Here comes the dialogue.
Did you talk to Mr. Kim about the issue with the project?
I turned a cold shoulder to Mr. Kim at the meeting today.
Turned a cold shoulder? What does that mean?
It means I ignored him or didn't show any friendliness.
Why did you do that? It doesn't sound like you.
I was upset about his comments on my report. They were unfair.
I understand, but giving someone the cold shoulder might make things worse.
You might be right. I probably let my emotions get the best of me.
Maybe you can talk to him and explain how you feel.
That's a good idea. I'll try to approach him tomorrow.
It's always better to communicate. He may not realize how his words affected you.
True. Thanks, Sophie. I'll try to resolve this calmly. 12th week collocations in casual dialogue. I got this new laptop last weekend.
Oh, really? It looks high-end.
Thanks to the big sale at the tech store, I got it for a really good price.
That's awesome. How much did you save?
It was a steal. I saved almost $300.
It was a steal? You mean it was very cheap?
Exactly. It was on sale, so I paid much less than the original price.
I should check out that sale. Was it just for laptops or other gadgets too?
Everything was on sale. Phones, tablets, you name it.
It was for sale then? Like everything in the store?
Yep, it was a store-wide sale. You should definitely go.
I could use a new pair of headphones. Mine just broke.
Then now's the perfect time to get a new pair.
Changing the subject. Are you coming to the dinner party at my place tonight?
I wouldn't miss it. I hope it's not like last time, though. I hate cold meals.
I remember that. The oven broke down right before the guests arrived.
Yeah, cold pizza is not my favorite.
Don't worry, I've checked everything. It will be a hot meal.
Speaking of parties, did you hear about what happened with Mr. Kim at the office gathering?
No, what happened?
I turned a cold shoulder to Mr. Kim after what he said about my project.
You turned a cold shoulder? That's unlike you. What did he say?
He criticized my project in front of everyone, without any constructive feedback.
That's tough. But was giving him the cold shoulder the best response?
Maybe not, but I was so upset. I plan to talk to him about it tomorrow.
It's good to clear the air. You don't want bad blood in the team.
True. I'll sort it out. Anyway, I'm looking forward to your dinner.
Me too. It'll be fun. I'll make sure the food is hot and the company is warm.
Thanks, Sophie. I could use a nice evening with friends.
It's my pleasure. See you tonight, Oliver.
Day 61. Live up to expectations. In this dialogue, Emma uses the phrase live up to expectations to describe her positive experience at a new coffee shop, which Liam then asks about. Emma explains that the shop met the positive predictions people had made about it. They plan to go together in the future. Here comes the dialogue.
The new coffee shop downtown has really lived up to expectations?
Lived up to expectations? What does that mean?
It means it has met or fulfilled what people hoped or predicted about it.
So people had good things to say about it, and it turned out to be true?
Exactly. Everyone said they had the best coffee, and they were right.
I should check it out then. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, it did. I heard their pastries were homemade and delicious, and they didn't disappoint.
That's great to hear. It's not easy for places to meet the hype.
True. They also had a cozy atmosphere, just as I had hoped.
Sounds like a place I could spend hours in. We should go together next time.
I'd love that. It's always nice to enjoy good coffee with good company.
Then it's a plan. Let's see if it lives up to my expectations too. Day 62. Speaking of which, in this dialogue, Aiden and Nora discuss a book on space exploration, and Nora uses speaking of which to transition the topic to a related documentary. Aiden asks for clarification, and Nora explains the purpose of the phrase. They continue their conversation, using the expression to maintain the flow of the topic. Here comes the dialogue. I just finished reading that book you lent me about space exploration.
Oh, did you enjoy it? Speaking of which, did you watch the documentary on Mars I recommended?
Speaking of which, what does that mean?
It's a phrase we use when we want to introduce a topic related to what was just mentioned.
I see. It's like connecting the conversation to a similar subject.
Exactly. So, what about the documentary?
I watched it. It was fascinating. It made me even more curious about space travel.
That's great. Speaking of which, there's an exhibition at the Science Museum this weekend on the solar system.
Really? That sounds like something I'd enjoy.
I thought you might. Would you like to go together?
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me know about it.
My pleasure. It's always more fun to share interests with friends.
Day 63. As a nod to, in this dialogue, Oliver explains to Emily that the new mural in the park is meant to recognize the town's history. Emily asks for clarification on as a nod to, and Oliver describes it as a way of showing respect or acknowledgement. They discuss the significance of such art and the local artists involved. Here comes the dialogue. Did you notice the new mural at the park? It's as a nod to our town's history.
As a nod to? What does that mean?
It means it's done in recognition or acknowledgement of something. The mural pays tribute to our town's past.
I see. So it's like a symbol or gesture of respect.
Exactly. It includes images of the town's founders and important landmarks.
That's quite thoughtful. Art that honors history is important.
Definitely. And it's a good way for locals and visitors to learn about our heritage.
Do you know who painted it?
Yes, it was a group of artists from the local university as a nod to the growing art community here.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'll have to take a closer look next time I'm there.
You should. Maybe it'll inspire you to create something as a nod to your own interests.
Maybe I will. I've always been interested in painting.
Day 64, it's been a bumpy road. In this dialogue, Mia uses the expression, it's been a bumpy road, to describe the challenges of her first year in business. Carlos initially takes the phrase literally, but Mia explains it's a metaphor for experiencing difficulties. They discuss the hardships and lessons learned, with Carlos offering his support. Here comes the dialogue. How has the first year of running your own business been?
Honestly, it's been a bumpy road. We've faced quite a few challenges.
Bumpy road? Does that mean there were actual problems with the roads?
No, it's a metaphor. It means we've had many difficulties and setbacks.
I see. So, it hasn't been smooth sailing.
Exactly. But every challenge has taught us something valuable.
What's been the most challenging part?
Keeping the business afloat during slow months. But we're getting better at it.
I admire your perseverance. Many would have given up.
Thank you. I'm hopeful the road ahead will be smoother.
With your dedication, I'm sure it will be. If you need any help, let me know.
I appreciate that, Carlos. Your support means a lot.
Day 65. Outpull, outperform. In this dialogue, Liam and Emma discuss their team's success. Liam uses outpull and outperform to describe their achievements, and Emma asks for clarification on these terms. Liam explains that both terms relate to surpassing others in terms of performance, and they end the conversation on a positive note about future plans. Here comes the dialogue. Did you see the sales report? Our team really managed to outpull the others this quarter.
Outpull? What exactly does that mean?
It means our team attracted more customers and made more sales than the other teams.
Oh, so it's like saying outperform.
Right. To outperform is to do better than others in terms of results or achievements.
That makes sense. I'm proud of how hard everyone has worked.
Your marketing strategies really helped us to outperform our targets.
Thanks, but it was a team effort. Everyone contributed.
True, but your leadership played a key role.
Well, I hope we can continue to outpull and outperform next quarter.
With the dedication I've seen, I have no doubt we will.
Let's keep the momentum going. We'll start planning for the next quarter right away.
13th week collocations in business dialogue.
How did your presentation go today? Did it live up to expectations?
Honestly, I was nervous, but it went better than I thought. I think I managed to live up to the team's expectations.
That's great to hear. Speaking of which, I heard you included a tribute in your presentation.
Yes, as a nod to our company's founder, I included his original sketches in the slides.
As a nod to him, that's a respectful gesture. What was the reaction?
People appreciated it. It gave a personal touch to the company's history.
It's been a bumpy road for the company, hasn't it?
It certainly has. It's been a bumpy road, especially with the recent market fluctuations.
Yet, it seems like we're finally seeing progress.
True. Our new product line is starting to outpull the competition.
Outpull? Is that a new term?
Sort of. It means our products are attracting more customers than our competitors.
I see. And I bet they outperform the others as well.
Exactly. They're more efficient and user-friendly, which is why they outperform competing products.
That must be reassuring, especially after all the effort put into development.
For sure, everyone's hard work is finally paying off.
Speaking of hard work, how's the new intern doing?
She's doing well, she's eager to learn, and is quickly becoming a valuable team member.
I'm glad to hear that. It's important for interns to live up to expectations too.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, she contributed some great ideas for the new marketing campaign.
Really? As a nod to what or whom?
As a nod to the eco-friendly practices our company wants to endorse.
That's very on-brand for us. It's been a bumpy road, but it looks like we're heading in the right direction.
Definitely. With our new initiatives, we're not just looking to outpull competitors, but also to set a new standard.
Outperform and outpull, all while being environmentally responsible. That's impressive.
It's a challenge, but one we're ready for.
It seems like the company is in good hands, Marco.
Thanks, Anna. We're all in this together, after all.
Agreed. Let's keep pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely. Let's outperform our own records.